Would you like to see how I make this adorable last week of December, almost 2024 spread? If so, please stick around. Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Laura, and I'm going to be working on delayed, I know, because it's definitely the 27th tomorrow, but I am officially going to be working on my December page. My delay was that I have already decorated and uploaded my first week of 2024. Same color scheme I'm using today, but I just couldn't figure out if I wanted Christmas, if I wanted New Year's. I hate that they fell on the same week. And this side came out to being a lot more Christmassy. So I've kind of decided that since this is a whole different planner than the one that I have there, that I'm still going to kind of decorate these with a pink, black, gold kind of New Year's color scheme. So I am going to take these out and get this out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and work on that. So I found these stickers, which who knows what book they're from because I've torn everything apart. So I have these stickers, which I am going to pair some very, very gold glittery washi with. I printed out my boxes, and if you have a Cricut, or I think the other one's called a Silhouette, this is the way to go. I think I paid $4, maybe. I don't even know if I paid that. And it has every single color. And you can change the shape, like the sizes. This is the big boxes. I can shrink down to this size just fine. These I can move up or go down. I mean, it's wonderful. And I have every single color that I need for any planning page that I do. Like almost every page that I have, I am printing my own boxes and cutting them out. I don't really use the boxes that Happy Planner sells anymore, unless they're like in a book, and then I'll use them. I have no idea where my stencil went to, and now I'm gonna need it. I'm always losing stuff. So I lost my train of thought. I only will use them if they're in the book, but for the most part, I will just print them myself, and it's so much easier. Sorry, I'm going to keep hitting things. I'm like all over. I don't have any idea where my stencil went to, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to have to find that. Okay, so I have these stickers. I don't know if I'm even going to acknowledge that this is Christmas. I don't really know. Haven't quite decided. So what I'm going to start doing, and I always do one page at a time. Don't know why. It's a weird habit. But I'm going to go ahead and lay down this gold washi. I am not working this week. Or next week, because I'm a teacher. We're off for 2 solid weeks for winter break. Oh, that's weird. It scooched down here. So I don't do much when I'm not working. Like I don't have all of these things that I have to put in the boxes. It's hard to not decorate still, and that's the #1 reason I use a big planner, is because I really like it to be more decorative. And this washi doesn't stick too great, so I always try to really push it down. Then again, as soon as I decide I don't want it there and I want to remove it, it's going to be a problem. But anyway, since I don't need as much space, I'm putting these on the inside. The washi on the inside of the box, usually I put it on the outside so I can keep a little bit of room, and I can just get rid of some of that unnecessary space at the bottom. So usually I would put it down further, but I am not, for that exact reason, because I can shrink this as much as possible. It's okay. I'm actually going to go ahead and just do this, get it done. Oh, I can't believe Christmas is over. I can't believe New Year's Eve is this weekend. A few days away. I went thrifting today. Thrifting is like my all-time favorite thing to do. I have quite the obsession. I started collecting vintage glass for, there's the sugar gliders are like, oh awake, that's their angry noise, like shut the hell up and leave us alone type chatter. It's also their wake up time. It's getting kind of late, so they do that a lot before they wake up. Anyway, so I like to collect different colored glasses, and I have this entertainment center that has like a lit up display on both sides of the TV. So it has 3 shelves on each side. So I decided to do red, orange, and yellow on one side, one shelf for each color. And then the other side doing the same thing in the other 3 colors. And I am obsessed. It's a problem with, I will go to one Goodwill, then I will find myself traveling a few miles to hit up another one and another one and another one, all just to try to see if I can find any vintage glass, which is so much fun to do. And then it's like a bonus if you can find like uranium glass or any of the glasses that will glow under black light, that almost look fluorescent under black light. That's like the highlight of my life while I'm out. So always looking for absolutely anything I can find, and it's just so much fun. So I went out and did that today, and while I was out doing it, there was nobody out, which was nice, because I always feel like right as you're hitting Christmas, it's such a chaotic shit show out there with everybody shopping, and I mean, it's just madness. And usually after Christmas, it's madness with everybody returning stuff. Like, it's kind of funny how everybody has to get out and buy just to turn around and get out and return. Like, it's just, it's crazy, but it is what it is. So I think I'm gonna put that "This Is Your Year to Sparkle" up there. I feel like I need something, but I have some of this confetti. I wish it just had black and gold like dots to sprinkle, but I don't. So, okay, so I have in my mishmashed book of girls, I have this really cute girl here, and I found some pink things here that I was gonna keep. So I'm gonna put her, I think, thinking kind of right here. And I don't mind that she's kind of going into the space next to her, because I don't really need a lot of space, as I explained. No work, no plans. I plan to just clean my house. And tomorrow really needs to be my son's room. His room is a joke, so have to go there. I don't think, if I had like the skinny black flowers, maybe. I'm really thinking more confetti. I know I have a book of confetti. All right, let's see. Here we go. Because like these little stars could be cute up there. They're just black. All I did was kind of take out of my books any random, yeah, excuse me, any random confetti pieces. Oh shoot, but I probably want to, I don't know if I'm going to change out the dates or if I'm just going to change out the day. I was thinking about putting them in gold, but then the problem is that there's gold washi. So let's change the days of the week, at least. I'm using my Uniball Signo in, I don't know if it says, it's a bigger one. The bigger the tip, then the better you're going to get when you're using it just for whiteout like this, if you're not really using it for anything else. I made the mistake of buying the jelly rolls, and I think I got the jelly rolls in like a 0.5 and they didn't do anything, and I was really aggravated. But they had such a fine point, maybe it was a 1, maybe they don't even make a 0.5, but it was such a small one that it just kind of was like it was a waste. And it would make me so angry because everybody does this, whiting out with jelly rolls or with Uniball Signos, and it looks so great. And then there's me over here with like the world's tiniest one, kind of getting peeved that it's not working for me when I didn't understand how it worked to begin with. All right, so I've got these dates in black, a little bolder than what was there. And I'm just going to cover those up. This book, I don't know if they have them. I bought every book that I could find at my Hobby Lobby. I believe it's Hobby Lobby. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Hobby Lobby. When they had them, they are, yeah, Paper Studio. I think that's Hobby Lobby. They're only $8.99 and they are amazing. I wish they had them online anywhere. I would pay this over and over and over again. All of these, every page is doubled. So you get 2 of each page. You got a couple of pages with months, and all the rest are days of the week and some numbers, and amazing. So I purchased those on discount. I think they were like, getting rid of them, they were like 70% off. I mean, I paid like $2 and they had a bunch of them there, like 3 or 4, I think, when I was there. This was probably last year at this point, but I grabbed every one of them. And now I like can't find them, and I really wish they had them. They also have a colorful boxes one for $8.99, and it has gold boxes. It had all different colors. Purchased those also. I'm always looking for them and I can never find them, and it's kind of frustrating because I really, really liked having all of those options. So I'm going to, I don't know where that fuzz came from. I'm debating putting it from here up. I don't know. I just want it to look sprinkled, but I also don't want it to look like it's all going in the same direction. Let's try that. And I have a couple of these, so I'm gonna use them. I just flipped on the Friday of last week because I was still teaching that day, and it says, oh my God, it's almost over. Oh, I love what I do so much. I do not love it when it comes to holiday breaks. I feel like everybody lost their dang on minds when it comes to this time of year. I think it's all excitement. We're hitting the end of quarters, you know, things change, kids' schedules change. For us, they know that, you know, the semester with some teachers are over, so let's do whatever we can on those last weeks, because what's going to happen? I don't have you anymore. Like, that's just the kind of attitude almost that you kind of get, and it's so frustrating. Now I don't know if I want to use that one. So it makes it very exhausting, because even as a teacher, it's like, do you even waste your time? Like, not teaching, but sending them to the office or calling home or doing any kind of discipline type things at that point of the year, because you're in the same headspace almost that they are. Like, you're ready to bounce, they're ready to bounce. Everything is just kind of a chaotic mess. For me, it's passing back papers, it's trying to finalize grades, it's making sure everything that can be done is done, because I won't see them when they return, but grades aren't officially due. So it can be quite a mess that time of the year, and it's not for every class, but it does get kind of exhausting. Okay, so I like that. I think that gives it something up there that it was missing. I think I'm gonna put that there. I have this sticker that I planned to use in my journal, and I was debating putting it here, but the problem is it didn't really fit in my journal. I'm not really sure it fits here. I don't really know what to do with it. I liked it, just don't know what to do with it. Okay, and I don't really want a whole lot of New Year's resolution-y stuff, because technically that's the following week. So I'm gonna take some of these. I didn't print a lot of black because I still have a ton of black stickers. In here, I have a couple pinks, so I'm gonna pull that out. Trying to use up as many of these. I really need a reusable sticker book that's actually good, so I can keep, where on earth? There's a couple blacks. Oh, and I have some pinks there I could also use that are bigger. Make sure that's only one page. So this is what I mean by you can print anything you want and it's amazing. I love that it is an option over having to buy them. And then the paper quality is entirely up to you at that point. Okay, so this was Christmas. If I could find little gold gift boxes, that would totally do it for me. Like, I would be happy. But I don't know necessarily that I want. I know somewhere I have gold font that says Christmas Day right there. So let's maybe do a black box here. We traveled a lot this day. Let's see, Christmas Day. Went up to my mom's. So weird just saying my mom's instead of my parents, but it's something I have to get used to. It was our first, unfortunately my dad passed right before the holidays, so we had all the holidays to try to hit boom, boom, boom like that, Thanksgiving and then Christmas without him. So it was a little weird, but it worked. I think it went pretty well. You know, we made sure my mom wasn't lonely. It was really weird. So here's a story. So so my dad died in November suddenly, which I talked about in a different video. And his phone, so I guess my mom has his cell phone because they purchase things outright. They don't, like, we lease our phones. I don't think that's sticking. We lease our phones through, who do we have? AT&T, I believe. So we like pay a little extra each month on our bills until they're paid off because iPhones are, you know, asininely expensive. They do not do that, which, you know, is totally understandable. I am out of gold. So Painted Blossoms actually has gold stickers in here. Gold boxes that I didn't think I had any more of. So I'm going to use those for this. So my dad's phone has been sitting in my mom's kitchen off. And it's been in a basket that she has this basket that she used to always keep. Our phone used to be, like, our landline used to be hooked up over there back in the day. And that was the basket that kind of all of the notes would be kept in, or I don't know, cards she had to bring to the post office. It was just kind of her, like, little basket of crap that needed to go places or, you know, important for some reason or another. And this basket had my dad's phone in it, and I'm going to put this Be Happy. I guess my dad's phone had just been sitting in it off for, you know, however long it's been, months or so since he passed. So he passed, like, I don't think November 3rd or 4th. And then we turned around and had his, like, little celebration of life funeral-y type thing, because he wasn't buried. So we did that thing on the 6th. So from that moment kind of on, give or take some time, because according to my brother, he's the one that their account's under, so he had to do some things with the phone. Anyway, the phone has been sitting there untouched, off, just sitting in this basket. So we wake up Christmas morning and we go out to the kitchen, my mother and I, and my mom's in the kitchen already cooking. I walk into the kitchen, and as soon as I get in the kitchen, the phone turns on. Now, not turns off, not restarts, like, you know, did an update and is restarting. It physically turns on. And it goes, "Hello, Moto," because it's whatever, a Motorola or whatever it is. And my mom was like, "What the hell is that?" And she had no clue. So she's like, what is that noise? And I said, "I don't know." She goes, "It sounds like your phone." And I said, "I don't have a Motorola. I have an Apple. Like, my phone's right here." So she turns and looks, and my dad's phone is all lit up. Main photo, it's my mom on the main screen. And she's like, that doesn't make sense. So she just turns it off, powers it off, leaves it alone. So I jokingly was like, "Oh, I'm spiritual. I believe in, you know, the paranormal and things like that." And I was like, "Oh, it's just Daddy's way of saying, you know, Merry Christmas." My mom was like, "I don't know whether that's, like, sweet or extremely creepy. Like, what do I do with that?" So I just thought, such an odd thing. And I've had very odd things happen in my life, like things that are very creepy. I'm moving this up. I've shared very few with people, but maybe I'll share them on here one day if anybody's actually interested. But some of my experiences have left me to believe that, you know, that kind of stuff happens. So I believe that my dad was just kind of, you know, saying hi. He wasn't able to be there. He was just throwing out a, you know, a what's up at us. Well, we were making breakfast, which I thought was really cool. Obviously everybody believes in different things. My mom probably thinks I'm crazy, but yeah, it is what it is. So I thought it was really neat, just because I'm off my beliefs, but you know, it is what it is. I have this book. I love this book. I think I've always loved this book, but it's so hard to use it. But I think I'm going to use these gold lips for New Year's Eve. Oh, I have to do shopping for that. There's so much that still has to be done. And instead I chose to spend my day thrifting today, which is fine. I think it was a great choice on my part. See, I found these. Now my only problem with that is that I wanted to use them as headers, but now I don't know where my checklist stencil is. So I'm going to pause and see if I can't find it, because if I don't have it, then it throws everything off. So give me 1 second. I will be right back. Ta-da! I love this thing. I've had this thing. I've actually gone through several sets of these over the years. When I Erin Condrened planned, which is what's on, I think, my banner, because I started this channel way back when, and then I just forgot about it. On the banner, I used to use this for my Erin Condren, and I actually cut it so I could kind of fit it into my EC, which maybe one day I'll just do a memory lane, kind of flip through my planners. I actually have, I think, 3 years of Erin Condren, and then it took me a little bit, and I kind of looped back into the Happy Planner. Always loved my Happy Planner Big. I mean, it was one that I really couldn't get away from, but I kind of got into the kit planning. I wonder if any of these would work, but I guess not. The red, I thought about the red when I first, see, the presents could be cute, but they're also kind of out of the colors. All right, so we have Celebrate. This is a page I also wanted to pull up. Love it. I love these little Wrong girls. Not all the time, but I definitely think they can be cute. So I usually put just today, and I use this kind of for journaling. This is usually not anything special. I never use it as a checklist. I just would write some stuff that maybe happened in the day or whatnot as we go through. So, all right, I don't think I like really anything else. All right, so we're gonna put that one to the side because we're gonna come back to that one for sure. Okay, let's go back here. I think I'm gonna put a darker pink sticker, a little more Barbie pink. Let's go here. Oh no, let's not, because we're gonna go, let's go down here, because I think I'm gonna end up putting my other boxes up there. So let's put one here, and I would love a gold there, but the problem is then I've got gold on gold. So let's go for this more darkish pink that kind of matches. Actually, it's like an amazing match to that. That's why I love printing my own boxes. Love, love, love. And so many online shops have these now where you can print or buy them in every color, like 100 colors, I think is what I got mine in. I believe it was a 100 color set, and it was like $3 or $4. That was the best part, because what is a book? A book is 20 something now. And then you don't get the sizes that you specifically need. I like the ones that are sold by more independent groups or people that are doing their own thing, because then you get at least full sheets of specific colors and all different sizes and things like that. But I like it more for the fact that I can just kind of do whatever I want. All right, so there's the week for that. So I'm thinking, kind of want to keep the celebrates, the welcomes, and all of that. Ooh, favorite memory this year. That could actually go down here. That could be cute. Wishing for peace, love, and laughter. That one's cute too. I think I'll balance with this girl with girls on the other side and celebrate maybe. Don't know quite what to put up there. Let's go back to these though, because we will put, let's maybe do a darker pink today up top here. And maybe we will put a black there. The problem with that is then I've got, let's use one of these. There's like a peach with a pink. And we'll put that one here. I don't always do a header on every one. I probably did it over here. Yeah, so see, I did. I've just been kind of doing that lately, and I don't really know why I'm doing that, but it's okay. I'll deal with it. All right, so there's some other pinks back here, but I don't think I'm going to use those. Okay, so let's move you off. All right, so let's throw a gold box up top. They probably have gold words somewhere, but down here, see, I don't know what to do down here. I feel like a box with images maybe should go up there. And let's maybe do a square black. This needs some black down here. And I don't even know if I'm in frame. I'm sure I am now. Don't know if I was. And we'll do a silver or gold up here. Oh, I have 0 New Year's Eve plans. I wonder if does anybody else not do anything on New Year's? Back in the day, I think like pre-kid, partied all the time. All the time. Now it's like, you know, why? Why leave the house? Why get dressed? Why go out? Why do anything? My son would rather, you know, be home. I kind of feel the same way, honestly. Like, I'd rather sit and relax, and then when midnight hits, you know, go do my own thing, or, you know, go hang out with my family or whatever. Last year, oh, here we go. Last year we had, actually, I think my friends were over last year. So that was, I don't think they stayed till midnight. I think they left shortly before midnight. But they were here, and right around the time that they had left, they weren't gone long. They had probably just walked out. We started hearing the fireworks going off. Midnight had finally hit. Fireworks were going off. Everybody's, you know, doing their thing, going crazy. And we noticed that some of those fireworks were not fireworks. They were actually gunfire. So we kind of shut up our house, kind of hung outside. We live in a city. It is, you know, violence is pretty normal where we live. And we kind of closed up our doors and everything. We were in the garage at the time. And we kind of went inside the house and just, you know, hung out. You know, stay away from the doors and windows or whatever they say you do. So we kind of did that. And then my son, who at the time was 10, started really freaking out. Like, he could tell the difference between the gunshots and the fireworks, and it was really bothering him. And honestly, it was way too close for comfort for me. Like, I could hear it. I knew, as a teacher, we've done active shooter drills. I knew that this was a neighbor. This was in my area. This was way too close, and stray bullets are a thing, and wrong place, wrong time is a thing. So I called 911. Actually, I think I called non-emergency. I don't think I wasted 911's time. I called non-emergency and just stated, you know, I know the difference between the sounds, and we're here. It's very, very, very loud, very rapid. And can somebody please just come, check it out, make sure everything's okay. And so we then go and sit in our garage because we figure that has to be the safest place. Our garage juts out, but it's also not, oh, I guess you'd have to know our house, but it seemed like the safer place to be. Like we would be further away from, if a bullet were to pass like through the wall, we wouldn't be as close to, wherever. So we go sit in the garage, and we're just kind of, in the garage awaiting whatever is potentially going to happen, not knowing at all. We don't know who's shooting the guns. We don't know what's going on. We don't know anything. So we're just sitting there relaxing and trying to calm my son down by, looking at the fireworks that we can see from our garage and trying to ignore the gunfire. When all of a sudden, we probably have maybe like 4 SWAT cars roll up right in front of our house. And they weren't coming to our house. And I was the one that called. You have to give your address and your information and whatnot. And I said, I don't know where it's at. I just know it's in my area. This is where I live, blah, blah, blah. So all of a sudden, here comes SWAT. So we have numerous SWAT cars. And I mean, it was like a live episode of Cops right in front of us. So the cops are flying out of the car and running to the house across the street's door. So they must have known or seen something that we were not, or we were not the only ones that made a call. However, they came to us later and asked if we were the ones that called. So I don't know. But they fly up to this house. I mean, guns are drawn, everything. Now my son's like, whoa. But at the same time, he's like, this is cool. He's a boy. So we're now nosy neighbors. And we are sitting there kind of just like, what, I don't know. You I would say fight or flight, but we were more like froze, just sitting there watching this unfold. So they come to our neighbor across the street's house, which has been a pretty consistent issue with the police. I mean, it is like the cops might as well just stay there and just not leave at this point. And it got worse more recently. Different story, different time. But we're sitting there, we're watching all this happen. We're like, just kind of not shocked, but we're just like, what the hell? Like, we didn't know where it was coming from. We didn't know what was going on. And these people have zoned in on this house. Like, they knew what was happening. So they are beating on the door. No lights are on in this house. We didn't even know anybody was home. They're beating on the door, and all of a sudden our problem neighbor opens the door, and they are screaming at him to get on the ground and, yelling at him that, this is officially a felony arrest and this and that. And we're just sitting there, my husband and I, like, what the hell? Like, what have we been living across from? We know that it's a train wreck over there, and we know that, they are just the bane of our existence. But we didn't know it was like to this level. So they handcuff the guy, SWAT does, they drag him out. Eventually he returns later with an ankle monitor, and he's under house arrest for like a majority of this year, 2023. So we've been joking that we're about to hit the anniversary of that shit show over there. And the other day, I would say that week before the end of school, before school ended, so the week before our final week, it was hell at work. I mean, hell. We had fights. I mean, I was like informed from some students that there was going to be an altercation, and then it was kind of like before we could even handle the altercation, there were other altercations. I mean, it was chaos. Like, not at my school. My school's pretty chill most of the time. Anything that happens, we're pretty on top of it. Staff, we've kind of got it handled before it can even begin. But dear Lord, it was an absolute and utter shit show on that day. We had, at one point, I walked into the hallway knowing there was going to be a fight because I had been pre-warned from students that, you know, a few students were planning to fight and yada yada. So I left my room to go do like my hall duty knowing that this was probably going down. I had already pre-warned the office, you know, all of the things. I walk in the hallway and you can clearly hear that they are getting ready to fight. Everybody's kind of, you know, getting that fight, you know, yell going on, and it's getting chaotic. And I go and call a number that we use to get our administrators somewhere immediately. So I go and, you know, take care of that. We get that fight under control. Luckily, we had a sub that day that was pretty amazing. She was on top of it as a substitute. She had that fight, you know, these kids separated, and she had them, you know, awaiting an administrator to come and grab them. And I am like, oh, well, you know, it's controlled. Let me head back to my area because it's really just me and my neighbor who are typically in the hall by our classrooms anyway, and nobody's really out there. So our classrooms are kind of now unsupervised, and it's teenagers. That's never a good thing. So I leave to head back, and on my way back, I noticed two other individuals threatening each other and getting ready to fight. And I'm like, come on, dude. Like, I just stopped one. We're not doing this. So I separate them, get in the face of the one kid because I do have him, and I figured maybe I could, you know, just be like, you know, don't be stupid, get in his face, and he would, you know, calm down, which he didn't end up fighting the kid, but he was still, you know, screaming in my face about how disrespectful this kid had been or whatever the issue was. Fine, don't care. While that's happening, a couple girls then start yelling that, hey, there's like nobody, you know, supervising. Let's go over here and, you know, do some nonsense stuff. And I'm like, are we joking? Like, what there's not a full moon. Like, what the hell is happening? Me and my coworkers are all looking at each other like, we just had like a year's worth of altercations happen in 5 seconds in this hallway. So everything, dust kind of settles. Rumors then start going around that a student has a weapon, which, as a teacher and as somebody who has to go through active shooter training, drills, anything of that nature, it's not something that we ignore at all. It's not, I mean, it's probably not something any teacher will ignore, but I definitely don't ignore it. So it's not even my time to be with kids. I was actually on my prep. I'm sitting in my room alone. I'm enjoying my downtime of quiet for the first 5 seconds of the day. And a student comes in, you know, to inform me of this. So I call the office. Office already been informed. Office already knows. Office is already on it. She most likely, in my opinion, probably saw it on social media. I swear the kids text the parents, and then the parents go balls to the walls on social media, and then everything's crazy. So, you know, I calm her down, send her back to class, and I head out in the hallway to welcome my class in. Like, the bell has rang, passing period started. I'm on the last class of the day. Like, we are so close to ending this Friday from hell. I am ready. I am fan freaking ready. I've got my bottle of wine. I'm going to my friend's house. We're celebrating Christmas. Like, I've planned all the things. Like, I am ready to get the hell out of that building. Like, it was such a madhouse. And my phone's ringing. It won't stop ringing. Like, we're at the last 15 minutes maybe. Like, we are in the final countdown. And my phone's ringing, and it's my husband who works from home on the weekends, half of the week. So it's Friday, he's working from home, and here goes the ringer. And I'm like, well, he knows I'm working. Like, he knows my schedule. So I thought maybe he thought I was on a break or something. So I hit, you know, decline. He calls back, and I'm like, dude, like, take a hint. Like, in class, decline. Like, please stop. And he calls again. And now I'm like, what the hell? Like, why 3? So now I'm like, oh crap, like what happened? Now I'm a little worried. Is he in the hospital? What's going on? So I pick up the phone, and or anything happened to anybody else. Either way, I get worried. So I pick up the phone, and he's like, SWAT's at our house right now, and they want access to our cameras. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know about any of that. You know, I'm not home. I don't know how to, there's nothing is showing up on our cameras at all. Like, if nobody has even been in the area of our neighborhood for like hours, there's just nothing. I've never seen our cameras not pick up a car driving by or anything. I mean, it didn't pick up anything. It was really, really bizarre. So I was like, well, you know, I'll see what happens when I get home. So my husband doesn't really know what happened. He just says there's a lot of cops here, a lot of SWAT. Again, SWAT. It's a lot of SWAT out here. So I'm like, okay. So I look on my camera and I see, from just my camera's angle, I could see 12 squad cars. I mean, they're on both sides of the street, lining this same neighbor's home. So it's, you know, once again, what did they do, or what happened, or what's going on? So I tell my neighbor bestie at work, I'm like, you know, this day, and she knows this day's been a day. So I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to head home right at the bell, because I don't have any clue. I have no clue what is going on or why SWAT is at my house asking my husband for basically assistance in something. So now I'm curious. So now curiosity peaked. I need to get home. I need to figure out what the crap is going on now. So go home, and I'm pulling into my neighborhood, which I know it's not always quiet. I know it's not always perfect. I know neighborhoods have things going on that people just, you know, probably have no clue are ever going on. I pull into them putting up crime scene tape at this house, the neighbor's house that the guy was arrested at for shooting off his gun on last New Year. And they are putting up crime scene tape. There are SWAT detectives in the front yard, and everybody kind of is just standing around. I mean, it's confusing. Now I'm noticing the news has, you know, the city news has now started arriving, and I'm like, oh Jesus, like what did I miss? What is going on? So pull in, my son goes into the house because he's usually with me since he goes to school out where I work. He does not go in our town at all. He goes elsewhere. Thank God. And he runs into the house because I tell him, you know, I'm like, go inside. let me deal with whatever the hell is about to go down. And I walk over to the officer, and I'm like, my husband, you know, said something about you guys needing camera footage. And this detective kind of, you know, pushes the other cops out of the way, and he runs over and he's like, yeah, if you have any camera footage from this time to this time, from today, it would be, you know, wonderful if we could get, you know, a copy of your footage. And I'm like, well, we don't have a live feed to our cameras. It's only going to trip if, you know, something causes it to trip. So lingering, people walking directly on our property, like all of that kind of stuff will definitely, you know, trigger our cameras, but they're not going to go off just, you know, for the fun of it. So I'm like, I'll go in, I'll see what I can do. I'll call our camera company or our alarm company and see if maybe there's a way to get the footage, even if we don't have a live feed. Like maybe they have a live feed or like a continuous feed, whatnot. So my next question was, you know, are we safe? Like, are we okay? We plan to leave anyway and go to my friends. But like right now, while we are still here packing stuff up, you know, are we safe? Crime scene tape is SWAT, all of the things. That's a lot. That's alarming. And I have a child. So there's, you know, there's a lot there. So, you know, questions. And the officer is like, no, you guys are safe. The situation is, I don't know if he said controlled or handled. I don't remember what his actual verbiage was. And I was like, okay, so next question is the children in the house. They have several, 3 to be exact, children with special needs living in this home. And I said, are the children okay? And his response was stable. And I swear I wanted to cry, because these poor babies just, they don't deserve the life that they were given at all, on many levels. And so I was like, oh, great. So we go in and we figure, there's news crews out there. I'm not going to keep standing here bothering this detective. We will just go inside, pull up the news channel, and we'll just, watch whatever they're going to report. So we go inside, we turn it on. We now know crime tape, SWAT, all the things, most likely a shooting, what kind of shooting, XYZ. So we turn on the news and find out that the crazy guy that lives over there, and yes, I'm going to call him crazy because I don't understand why anybody would leave their children in his possession. And I know people get desperate. I know people can't afford sitters. I mean, I know I struggled paying for a babysitter when my son was in daycares and not in school, not in preschool. Daycares are so costly. Like, I totally get it. And these babies are special needs, so I'm sure that their care is going to be even more expensive than, a normal child's, because they're going to need more assistance than one of their typical peers would. So I understand, but this guy should not even be in charge of a hamster. It's disgusting. So we eventually find out that and I'm sure there's an ongoing investigation here, because we haven't heard too much about it since, oh shoot, because that would have been cute there. I could put it here, even though it's not New Year's Eve. He apparently, and I'm going to say that because I'm really hoping he is like getting locked up, but he apparently accidentally, and we will air quote that, shot the child, one of the children. So there's 2 boys that are around 5, I believe. And they're the ones that I've had the most run-ins with when it comes to the police. I have found these children in my yard, and I have had neighbors find them on their property at, all whack hours of the night, and it just nothing really makes sense when it comes to that house. So it was just frustrating. The child's okay. That was the only thing that really kind of made the situation all right, because I was still extremely angry about the situation. But knowing that the child is okay is kind of the only thing that really made me not want to scream, I guess, when this happened. I really wanted to just scream at the officers and just be like, why? Like, we have had so many instances where CPS, somebody should have intervened, and nobody is intervening, and these children have no say whatsoever in their lives, and they are not in a good situation. And it's frustrating. It is so frustrating. When I taught at an inner city school, we had the same situation with a student, and it was, the family that wasn't the primary caregiver was constantly fighting a battle with the city to remove the children, and nobody would remove the children. There was no need to remove the children. Everything was great. They were fed, they were clothed, yada yada. And one of them in the house, actually, I believe it was mom, actually had an argument with her boyfriend at the time, and I think she ended up breaking up with him, and he was so irate at the breakup that he left the house and returned with a gun and shot up the house. Just kind of did a drive-by type situation at the property to shoot it up, and he ended up hitting one of my students who at the time was 6. He was in kindergarten, right in the head, killed him instantly. And the parents ended up, not the parents, the aunt and uncle, I believe, were the ones who had been fighting to try to get him removed from the house. So I know that they ended up suing, I don't know if they sued CPS or if they sued the city. They were suing somebody, and I totally don't blame them. Something just needed to happen. That poor kid should never have been in there. And it was so heartbreaking. It's always heartbreaking. But it was heartbreaking because he was so excited. It wasn't too far before Christmas, I don't believe. And he was so excited because, no, it was after Christmas. It was after Christmas because he got a little motorized motorcycle for Christmas. And he came to school and he would not stop telling us all about his little motorcycle. And it was so freaking, just, he was so adorable. He was lit up all the time about this motorcycle. And then you have that kind of crap go on, and it's just like, it's aggravating to the core. I might put a pair of lips over here just to balance them out. It's just aggravating. So I'm really nervous that that's going to happen in this house. So when I came home and they had stated that the kids were stable, and then I found out one had been shot. He was fine. I believe it just went through his wrist or grazed his wrist. Something happened in the area of his wrist, and he was all right. I was aggravated. I was very, very aggravated that it even happened. And I hope I am the only person that has to deal with this kind of stuff, because it's exhausting. I really would not wish dealing with this kind of crap on anybody, but I know it happens all over. I know I'm not the only one that's, has to deal with nonsense. It just sucks. It sucks so hard when it's little babies who don't have a say in anything that are dealing with this kind of stuff. I'm debating on doing this, but I think that overlay isn't going to look as cute as I think it will. So I'm going to call it a day. So I'm hoping and praying that this New Year's will not involve any sort of SWAT. That's kind of my goal for this New Year's. SWAT-less New Year's. All right, so I think I'm done. I really like it. I think it's cute. I think I have a hole to punch to do up here at the top. So I'm gonna use my crocodile. I don't know why it's called a crocodile. Is that really what it's called? I think I only say that because I hear other people say it. But now I don't ever remember what it was called when I purchased it. So I'm going to call it a day on that. It does not cut clear stickers very well, in my opinion. I think I've heard you put another sheet underneath it or something and let it punch into that paper. But I'm too lazy for that. So here is my spread for this current week that we are on right now. I, as always, put a billion boxes that I probably do not need because, again, I'm not working. I don't really have much going on. So I have one for laundry. I have one for folding laundry. I have one for loading the washer. So that is that. And I hope you have a great New Year's. I hope it is not as dramatic or as depressing as my stories today were, but I hope to see you again next time. Please like, subscribe, and share the video, and I will talk to you again later. Bye.